privacy and security, a lot of times you exchange confidential data. And you'll be surprised how many of these objects actually have confidential data in there. Just talking about student personal, it's pretty obvious. But you also have confidential data in the school info object. If you look at the data that can go in the school info object, there's contact details for principals. Right. So there we have privacy issues too. So even the school info, you might actually think about, okay, can't just send it to the world. There is contacts, student contacts. That's parents, brothers, sisters, dog keeper, babysitter, anything. I've seen taxi drivers in our database. People who have contact with a student in one way or the other. Again, privacy issues there as well. So, as we know, HTTP is easy to read. Anyone can sniff it. So you want to get a better solution in HTTP. And as we've mentioned many times, that's the easiest way to get some encryption going, which makes the data not easy sniffable or easy readable. Notice. Luckily, we don't have to do really much. It's actually supported by the low-level ADK. It is pure configuration. You're not writing any different code in your agents if you want to have HTTPS. That's the agent code, but that is transported, all this, it's outside of the agent. You have to configure that. The ADK here gives you ways how you can configure that without doing any coding. And the most I would really refer to, you see that I'm actually not quite sure if the document is called the same in .NET. That's in the yeah, they might have a different number or so, right? But that's the important thing. Look for the HTTPS somewhere in the developer's guide from SIF ADK. There it talks how you enable it.
It should be the docs directory for the .NET stuff.
Yep. And the same for the Java, of course, on the docs Java. But really what it comes down to, and there you will see it, that you see that, not touching on any code, but you need to get a certificate. Either you create one for your test purpose, or you retrieve one from an official source. Very solid. There's a couple others. Get one from there, and you have a certificate. You have to import that certificate to the SIS, as well the private certificate in the SIS. The public section of it goes into your agent, not in the code, but in the agent's key store in the Java world, in the .NET world. Registry. Somewhere in the registry, right? I don't know that too well. That's where I'm definitely not up to speed with that. But then that's it. That's all things you have to install, do. But in your agent, that's the only place you have to do anything in the Java world. Nothing to do in the .NET world. Right?
Yeah, I'll give a separate talk with the .NET version because it's quite different to the Java version of setting up.
Yes. But sorry, I'm actually mistaken. There is also configuration bits and pieces still you have to do in both. You have to change in the configuration file. You say I want to use HTTPS instead of HTTP now, and you have to change the URL because the URL is different on the SIS as well. Generally, it changes on the structures one. It changes from 7080 to 7443. Pretty much, it's just a 7 in front of the normal HTTPS, what you know from browsers. And in Java, then you have to import those certificates in a key and a trusted store. Don't worry too much. The exercise will tell you how to do that. But that's roughly the steps you have to do. And then keep fingers crossed and run the agent with the new URL, and it's all good. Again, keep fingers crossed. It's always a few bit more about it. So that covers a basic way to do security. Please read up on the ADK that you can go further with security, with certificate exchange, full high level of security, and all these things you can do as well. We only covered the HTTPS basic one.